Fancy a ride to Universal Studios? Taking part in cool virtual reality rides based on your favorite movies? Checking out famous movie locations like the hotel from Psycho? And maybe finish it off with a crusty burger from The Simpsons? Well, tough luck, buddy. You're in Sweden now, and we don't have any of that fancy stuff. What we do have is this. The ruins of svensk filmindustri. And if you're a movie buff, which I'm sure you are, that's pretty good stuff. So adjust your shoes and get ready to walk in the footprints of Ingmar Bergman and Greta Garbo. Welcome to suburb Råsunda, north of Stockholm, where the remains of movie production company Svensk Filmindustri is located. This is historic grounds for everybody who loves films older than your grandma. In the early 1900s, all of this used to be a big ostrich farm. Well, back in the day, people really liked to have plumes in their hats and being all perky and fine. But in the 1910s, a new industry formed that was both artistically savvy and extremely lucrative. Movies. And believe it or not, Sweden was one of the most important countries producing movies in this period, up until the mid-20s. We were awesome! We had hit movie after hit movie. Bergeiven och hans hustru, Terje Vigen, Körkaren, Gösta Berlings saga, Herr Arnes pengar. Movies that were hailed as a pantheon to filmmaking, and in the middle of it all, this place was conceived. Svensk Filmindustri built a huge facility for making movies here in 1919, 100 years ago. And back in the day, it actually rivaled the big movie makers in Hollywood. And it didn't take long for Hollywood to start waving their dollar bills on the noses of our talent. Directors Victor Sjöström and Maurits Stiller, and soon-to-be mega superstars Greta Garbo and Ingrid Bergman, all was persuaded by the sweet smell of green-colored paper. The glory period for Svensk Filmindustri was dwindling. In the 30s, Sweden had to make some changes to the movies they were making. All these grand, serious dramas were suddenly being replaced by quaint, working-class comedies that were being called pilsnerfilm, beer movies. One of the most classic pilsner films is Pensionat Paradiset, where the big-boned fellow Tor Modén sings a jolly tune about being a Mexican.
Jag är en äkta mexikanare och jag är van att göra som jag vill. Jag har ett blod som en afrikanare och vilden spåras i min pupil.
It is semi-racist with today's standards, but back then it was a sensation. And everybody loved Tor Modén.
Jag är en äkta mexikanare och jag är det som mig faller in.
Bravo! Bravo!
Fancy a toilet break? Well, sadly, this isn't a resting place for your bum. This is called kasematter, and this is where they stored the dangerous nitrate film that were being used to store movies back in the day. So, finally, let's talk a bit about this guy, Ingmar Bergman. He actually wandered around outside the gates to Svensk Filmindustri in the hopes of being discovered. In 1940, he was let in, and in 1946, he debuted as a director. Bergman was a troubled soul, to say the least. He referred to his neurosis as his demons, and people who worked with him has often described Bergman himself as a demon. My own personal Bergman film is actually one of the few comedies he directed. It's called Smiles of a Summer Night, and is basically the best actors in Sweden sparring verbally with each other, being quaint and awesome. Ja, vad fan. Man var ju nykter i morse, men nu börjar det ordna upp sig. Oh, I was sober this morning, but now it's starting to straighten itself out here. Det är jag som är döden. Jag har redan länge gått vid din sida. I am death. Long have I walked by your side. Förgrymmade unge! You darn rootin' tootin' damn rascal kid you! Jag har en plan, tajmad och klar in i minsta detalj. I have a plan, timed and ready to the smallest detail. Blanda inte in mig i vårt förhållande. Don't get me involved in our relationship. Farbror Melker, vet du vad? Uncle Melker, you know what? Jag tolererar att min hustru bedrar mig, men rör någon vid min älskarinna blir jag en tiger! I can put up with my wife cheating on me, but if anyone touches my mistress, I become a tiger! God bless Jarl Kulle. To be honest, there's not that much to be seen over here at Gamla Filmstaden. But there are some very nice houses. You get the flair of history. And you get to visit Portvaktstugan if you come here Friday to Sunday. That is the old guardhouse that will be opened by them. And it's a fine cafeteria. Quaint looking cafeteria with old-timey decor. The best kind. So let's see if we can get in there. Big chunks of coffee. You get all the right accessories. Oh, and if you visit this place, you need to have a waffle. They make the best waffle in Stockholm. A waffle with hjortronsylt.
Jag har ett blod som en afrikanare och vilden spåras i min pupil. Att dansa också som en amerikanare. Jag kan det ej att...
While we're talking about movies here, I might as well address that Sweden has a notoriously poor record of translating movie titles into Swedish. Poor Goldie Hawn, for instance, who you're perhaps known for movies like Foul Play and Private Benjamin. She is known in Sweden as Tjejen som, the girl who. Every single Goldie Hawn movie in about a 10-year period from 78 to 87 was retitled Tjejen som. Tjejen som visste för mycket, the girl who knew too much. Tjejen som gjorde lumpen, the girl who went to the military. And so on. Perhaps the weirdest example of them all is the B horror movie Monster in the Closet, who was retitled Spöksnubben i skrubben, the ghost dude in the cupboard. That's just weird. Or lovely. This place is great. Come visit Portvaktstugan and have a great fika and a great experience. You can read books about movies and immerse yourself in the qualities of movies. Qualities of movies? I don't know. So maybe it's not a field trip for the ages, but you should definitely come check this place out. It's only a couple of minutes by subway from the city center of Stockholm. You just jump on the blue line to Akalla, and you jump off at Råsunda, and then it's like 50 meters from the subway exit. So it's super accessible. So get over here, why don't you? Well, you know the drill. Send me a comment in the comments field. Maybe tell me what your favorite Swedish movie is, if you have any. Of course you do. Bye bye.